Boeing. It's not just a company, it's an American icon, a symbol of American ingenuity and industrial might. For over a century, Boeing has been synonymous with aviation. Its name is etched in the annals of history, representing the pinnacle of aerospace innovation. From the early days of airmail to the jet age, Boeing has been there. It has been a constant presence, evolving with the times and pushing the boundaries of what is possible in the skies. It has connected people across continents. Boeing's aircraft have bridged the gaps between nations, making the world a smaller, more connected place. It has provided jobs for generations of Americans. Families have built their lives around the stability and opportunities offered by Boeing, but, in 2025, Boeing did the unthinkable. It left America. The decision was a shock to the nation, a move that seemed almost unimaginable. The company's departure sent shockwaves through the U.S. economy. The ripple effects were felt far and wide, impacting not just the aerospace industry but the entire economic landscape. It left communities reeling and thousands of workers jobless. How did this happen? The story is complex, filled with twists and turns that few could have predicted. It's a story of trade wars, tariffs, and unintended consequences. Policies meant to protect American interests ended up having the opposite effect, driving one of its greatest companies away. It's a story about what happens when politics and economics collide, when decisions made in the halls of power have real, tangible impacts on the lives of everyday people. The tale of Boeing's departure is a cautionary one, reminding us of the delicate balance between industry and policy. In 2018, the Trump administration launched a series of tariffs. These tariffs were taxes on imported goods, aimed at making foreign products more expensive. The goal? To protect American jobs and industries from foreign competition, and to encourage consumers to buy American-made products. One of the main targets of these tariffs was China, a major exporter to the United States. The US and China became locked in a bitter trade war, with each country imposing tariffs on the other's goods. Tariffs were flying back and forth, escalating tensions and creating uncertainty in global markets. The Trump administration argued that these tariffs were necessary to level the playing field. They said it was the only way to get tough on China and address unfair trade practices. They claimed it would bring back manufacturing jobs to America, revitalizing industries that had been in decline. But economists warned about the potential consequences, suggesting that the tariffs could backfire. They predicted higher prices for consumers, as the cost of imported goods would rise. They worried about damage to American businesses, especially those reliant on imported materials and components. Farmers were also concerned, as retaliatory tariffs from China targeted American agricultural products. The trade war led to market volatility, with investors uncertain about the future. Public opinion was divided, with some supporting the tough stance on China, while others feared the economic fallout. The trade war had global implications, affecting international trade relationships and economic policies worldwide. Efforts to resolve the trade war continued, with negotiations and agreements aimed at finding a path forward. The outcome of the trade war would shape the future of US-China relations and the global economy for years to come. Boeing found itself caught in the crossfire of this trade war. The company relied on a complex global supply chain. This included parts and materials from China. The tariffs made these imports more expensive. This hurt Boeing's bottom line. At the same time, the tariffs made Boeing's planes more expensive for foreign buyers. This made them less competitive in the global market. Airbus, Boeing's European rival, was able to gain market share. Faced with mounting pressure, Boeing made a difficult decision. It would move its production overseas. Section 4: 14,000 jobs vanish, the human cost of a trade war. The announcement hit like a bombshell. Boeing would be closing its factories in Washington state. 14,000 jobs would be lost overnight. These weren't just any jobs, they were high-paying, skilled manufacturing jobs, the kind of jobs that built the American middle class. The impact on the local community was devastating. Businesses closed, home values plummeted, families struggled to make ends meet. The human cost of the trade war was all too real. Section 5: Tariffs. A history of economic shocks and unintended consequences. Tariffs have a long and complicated history. They have been used for centuries to protect domestic industries, but they often have unintended consequences. One of the most infamous examples is the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act of 1930. This act raised tariffs on over 20,000 imported goods. The goal was to protect American jobs during the Great Depression, but the result was disastrous. It triggered a global trade war. It deepened the Depression. It is widely seen as a cautionary tale about the dangers of protectionism. Section 6. Boeing's uncertain future. Charting a course through turbulent skies. Boeing's departure from America is a watershed moment. It raises serious questions about the future of American manufacturing. It highlights the risks of protectionist trade policies. What's next for Boeing? The company is now producing its planes in China. It remains to be seen whether this move will be successful in the long run. As for the workers who lost their jobs, many are still struggling. Some have retrained for new careers, others have been forced to relocate. Section 7. The echoes of a trade war. A legacy of lost jobs and uncertain futures. This chapter delves into the profound and lasting impact of economic decisions that ripple through industries and communities alike. The story of Boeing's departure from America is a complex one. It is not just a tale of a company moving its operations, it is a narrative filled with intricate details and far-reaching consequences. It is a story about global trade, economic competition, and the unintended consequences of government policies. These policies, often crafted with the best intentions, can sometimes lead to outcomes that are both unexpected and devastating. It is also a story about people, the individuals who dedicated their lives to their work, who found purpose and identity in their roles, and who now face an uncertain future. People who lost their jobs, their livelihoods, and their communities. The closure of factories and the departure of major employers leave behind not just empty buildings, but also broken dreams and fractured communities. The trade war is over, but its effects are still being felt. The economic downturn that followed has left scars that may take years, if not decades, to heal. It is a reminder that in today's interconnected world, economic decisions have global implications. A policy change in one country can lead to job losses in another, highlighting the delicate balance of our global economy. As we move forward, we must learn from the mistakes of the past. We must scrutinize the policies that led to these outcomes and seek to understand their full impact. We must find ways to create a more just and equitable global economy. An economy that values every worker, every community, and every nation. An economy that works for everyone, not just a select few. This means supporting small businesses, promoting fair trade, and ensuring that economic growth benefits all layers of society. So the next time you board a Boeing plane, take a moment to think about the people who built it. Consider the skilled hands that assembled each part, the minds that engineered its design, and the communities that supported its creation. And ask yourself, at what cost? Reflect on the broader implications of corporate decisions and the responsibility we all share in shaping a fairer, more sustainable future.